Cute. Okay, well,
Again.
anyway, welcome to What the Fuck is Happening, the podcast.
Actually, I feel like you're a bit loud. Sorry.
Wow! Wow, is that better?
That is better, actually. How am
Okay,
I?
perfect.
Good. Yeah, welcome to What the Fuck's Happening.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah, okay, well, I'm Nick.
Oh, right. Sorry. I'm Maddie.
Do we usually do that? I
I
don't
don't
know.
know. We're doing
Mm,
it today, though. One other
this is
time,
true.
a couple of weeks ago, we did some whole like synchronized thing, and I was really impressed by us because that was not planned at all.
That was literally last week.
Was it? Wow, that feels like so long ago.
Maybe you'd know that if you listen to the podcast.
I mean, you got me there.
Anyway, my microphone's probably going to be shaking the whole time, but oh well, you know?
It's totes fine. It is
Um,
what it is.
how are you? Let's do that first. How are you?
Yeah. Yeah. No.
Yeah.
I got a minor headache
Oh no.
right now. I think it's from staring at a computer all day, but
Yep.
maybe not. It's hard
Have you
to say.
drank enough water?
I drank a whole bottle, like this general size, not of Coke, of water.
Mm-hmm.
That was just an example of size.
Sure it
And I had
was.
my iron supplement and everything, and a green tea. And yet here we are.
Well, if I'd say drink more water, but I'd also say drink a coffee. But you don't like to drink either.
The audacity that you have.
Am I wrong in my audacity?
Not about the coffee. I feel like it's less that I don't like to drink water. Like, I don't have an actual aversion to it like I do to coffee, but it's just like a lot of effort to remember to drink water in the day,
Mm,
you know?
no.
Interesting.
I think you are an actual crazy lady.
Yeah. What about you? How are you?
I'm fine now. Started the day a little rough,
Started rough.
but
Yeah.
I'm feeling fine now. That's exciting.
Well, that's
Um,
good.
yeah, nothing to complain about specifically. I mean, plenty to complain about pop culture wise, but nothing life wise.
Fair. Or maybe we should just jump right into it. Oh, wait, what's our elephant in the
No,
room?
our elephant in the room this
Oh,
week is that
yeah.
Miss Mother
Hold on.
Earth. What? Miss Mother Earth, she
What?
wet.
What is it? Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah, we're wet. Not we're wet. The wet. Fuck. The weather's wet.
It is extremely wet. I did just have a look, and a lot of places in New South Wales have been evacuated because of flooding and stuff. So
Mm,
it's like
it's
wet.
pretty bad. And we're in Queensland,
Yeah,
and it's like wet.
it's true. It's 100% accurate. I also feel like
Right.
we were going to discuss
Mm-hmm.
military funding of the MCU.
That's true. You're right. The real elephant in this room this week is that Maddie's a liar, a fraud, a bamboozler, and a scammer.
Yeah, maybe. Although I did just literally the first thing that came up when I Googled military funding of Marvel movies just now. I don't know who CBR is, but it's saying that it is true.
No, it's not. It's not
Although, hold
true.
on.
They allow them access to like certain information and stuff to I don't know, I guess yeah, portray them correctly, which in their words correctly, not actually correctly. You know?
Yeah. It does actually, it's not really talking anything, it's not saying anything about funding, but it is talking about like, as you were just saying, active like support and being involved and stuff.
With yeah,
But
info.
yeah, but it's not saying that they give them money.
Oh my god, the Pentagon has an entertainment liaison.
Iconic.
That's so funny.
That's hilarious. What a job, though.
Right? Legit though. That's my like dream job. I get to know if aliens are real
Wow.
and I get to talk about movies.
Literally.
What
You're
could be better?
100% correct.
As always, Hunty. Bing, bang, bong. Sing, sang, song.
Military collaborations exist. That's all it says. It doesn't say anything specific. Okay, well, there you
Yeah.
go. That's it. I'm not gonna trust
Twitter posts
Reddit.
anymore? Reddit?
Oh, well, that's one of these options that just came up, so
Interesting. What's it like to be Fox News?
hold on, wait a second.
Oh my god, you're not going to prove yourself right.
I might.
No, you're not.
The funniest thing is that all week I've been like, you need to have a look at this, and literally the only time that I've been motivated to have a look at it is literally while we're recording.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is also me.
Nah.
I'm not going to lie. Are you making fun of me right now?
No,
Because it feels like you are.
at all. I don't mean to.
Anyway, stop. You're wrong. Just admit that you're wrong. Let's
Sorry,
move on.
I'm not. I don't know. I haven't done enough research into it yet. I feel like
Oh my god.
I'm wrong.
I literally...
But-
I promise you you're wrong.
Maybe.
Do I think it's possible that the military secretly gives Disney money? Sure. Do I think that we're going to find that information? No.
Fair. That's really fair.
So
Yeah,
you're wrong in a
anyway.
very superficial way. Henny.
I'll take that.
Okay, so speaking of Marvel movies, let's...
Right.
Have you watched Falcon and the Winter Soldier yet?
I did. How good is
Okay.
that for me? Even though most of my weekend was taken up trying to get through the Snyder Cut.
You are weak. I'm guessing you didn't
No,
watch
I
any
did
of the
watch
Oscar movies.
No.
Yeah, no. Okay, yeah.
Again, I thought about that on like Friday. I was like, dang, I'm running out of time to do that, and then I didn't do it.
Mm-hmm. It's fine.
Yeah.
You do more with me. You do more than me in life, so I'll forgive you.
Yeah, I'm not really sure. I'll try and get to it, but I don't really know how it's gonna work now. But
I mean, we still have ages before the actual Oscars happen anyway.
sexy, love that.
I don't think it's till like the end of April, which feels really
Oh my
weird. but-
god,
Yeah, it's usually end of
a
Feb.
really long time away.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
For the video watchers, I just need to get this off my mind. I don't have a weird lump on my shoulder. That's the microphone and my shirt blending in together. Just so people don't think I'm the Hunchback of Notre Dame's. What's his name? Quasimodo? I'm not Quasimodo.
I've never seen The Hunchback. I'll add it to the list.
You are
Chaotic.
a quasi-moron.
That's funny. What's it even called? The Hunchback of Notre Dame?
Yeah. It is, but unfortunately he died when it burned down.
I've been to Notre Dame. Does that...
Bitch, so have I. You ain't shit.
My privilege jumped out. So did
Your
yours.
privilege jumped out. So did mine. This is true. Well, yeah, but what else is new?
Accurate.
I know. Again, I'm always right. Yeah, so Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Right. We'll circle back around to that. Yeah, I
Yes.
enjoyed it.
Right? I enjoyed it too.
Yeah.
I feel like between WandaVision and this, it's a good indication that Disney's using the format of TV to actually explore character development in a way they've never done it in the movies.
I agree. 100%. I agree with that analysis.
Cute. I loved it.
I feel like I've never really connected with Sam in the past, like in the movies. Like I enjoyed him as a character, but I never really felt like he had much depth, you know, like he didn't have a backstory or anything, and so it was difficult to like connect with him, if that makes sense.
And he's always the snarky sidekick,
Yeah, like they never gave him anything more than that. Whereas in this one, I was like, dang, I'm like digging this. I'm getting to know his character and I'm loving it, you know? Like I'm loving it. Yeah. Which was really nice. I very much enjoyed that.
I did too.
Yeah. And it kind of feels like from this that he's going to be the main character. Like, it seems to me like Bucky is, you know how like there's a main characters, like main characters, but there's always a main character.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, he got like the first 10 minutes of the 40-minute episode.
He did. He got, I feel like he got a pretty significant amount of time in there. Like, we didn't really, like, we saw a little bit of Bucky, but like, yeah.
We saw a lot of Bucky.
Yeah, but I feel like we saw more
We didn't
of
really
Sam.
get...
Or maybe it was just more that what we saw of Sam had more information.
Okay, well, no. If you cut out the 10-minute action scene at the beginning, Falcon action scene, without that, I'd say that the time's probably pretty evenly split between the two.
Yeah, probably. That's probably
because out of the 42-minute episode, there's only like 30 minutes of actual story.
That's fair. That's fair.
However, that opening action scene was iconic. And I truly think
good.
that's one of the best action scenes Marvel's done in ages.
Fair. Well, I really liked that it wasn't like
Crazy over the top. Like it was.
Yeah.
But it wasn't like
but it wasn't.
fake CGI buildings burning down and spaceships and shit, right?
Yeah, exactly. Aliens everywhere and yeah.
Yeah. It was pretty grounded as far as MCU. Ironically, because it's in the air. But you know what I mean.
Yeah, I do.
Also, can we talk about how many people Sam killed in that first 10 minutes?
I wasn't keeping count.
Oh, he killed like a lot of people. Which, like, hashtag goals, but you know. I kid.
You're psychotic.
My FBI agent watching this right now, please don't come for me.
Yeah, I love that that meme was transcendent, even though literally
It's
the
like 10 years
majority of
old.
the world, I was going to say, doesn't.
Oh, it doesn't have the FBI.
Yeah.
This is valid. Yeah, no. Tea, sis. But, like,
No,
I
it was
feel
very
like
good. I enjoyed it.
we don't often get to see people, like, just getting murdered in Marvel.
I
Like,
mean,
it's always
that's true. They
pretty
definitely
ambiguous.
pretend it didn't happen, yeah.
Yeah. It's like they've been knocked out for 2 hours and they've got serious brain damage, but we don't have to see that, so it's not real.
Basically. Outside of in Civil War, when it was a major driver of the plot for all those people to have been murdered.
Yeah, but we didn't see any people before they died. Like, we didn't see anyone in the building.
Well, okay, well, except for T'Challa's dad.
Oh, yeah, we saw that. But that's like, that was an explosion. That's not that bad. I'm talking about in the beginning with Wanda, when she accidentally lets the bomb go off. We don't actually see anyone.
No, we don't see anything like that, basically, ever.
Basically, ever.
That's because they want us to focus on how good their main characters are, and they don't want us to have any understanding of how morally ambiguous a lot of their actions actually are.
Yeah, you're right. It's true.
Yeah.
Actually, speaking of, a bunch of people online, obviously, because where else do people get butt hurt, think that WandaVision was a letdown because they should have leaned more into Hayward being the hero and Wanda being the villain. And I was like...
Interesting. I didn't see it put like that, but I did see a lot of people be like, Wanda like genuinely met with a lot of people. Like, she shouldn't have been let off so easily. Like, she did a really bad thing and they should have acknowledged that. And I feel like, I don't know.
But she's also on the run now, so it's not like she got off scot-free.
It's true. I feel like that take, and also I feel like the take where she's the villain and everything she did was really bad and she needs to be wholeheartedly punished, and also the take where it's totally fine and she doesn't deserve to be punished because she was just sad. Both of those takes are like the two opposites of the extremes, and both are wrong.
Somewhere in the middle.
Like, it's somewhere in the middle. Yeah, like,
I agree.
She was grieving, but also she did do a bad thing, and there needs to be like an intersection of opinion.
And the whole final episode was about her acknowledging it, like accepting that she did this shit.
It's true.
Like, was it as deep as it could have been? No, but like, they did it. But it's true. You see
But
all
it's
these,
Marvel.
yeah, you see all these like sexist, shitty trolls on Twitter and stuff who are like,
Yeah.
well, we should have seen one to be punished. And I was like, sweetie, no. You just
Pretty sure her depression
are
is
fat
punishment
face.
enough.
Literally.
Yeah.
These are the
Yeah.
same people that can't stand people of colour and women in Star Wars, so
Oof. Yeah.
I'm sure they're used to not being taken seriously.
I'm sure they're not. That's why they
That's the
continue to
two.
do this.
Literally, though, incels. Well, we'll finish up Marvel quickly because one other thing is they really, truly, you know how they let the fan theories kind of get out of hand? Well, they didn't let them, but they didn't kind of expect with WandaVision.
Right. Yeah.
And then they were kind of overwhelmed when all these fan theories were like too much and then none of it happened and all that.
Yeah.
One thing that they did that I'm like genuinely, well, that's fucked up, is that with Quicksilver being Evan Peters,
Yeah.
literally the creator came out and put out a statement and she was like, well, we had those discussions at Marvel and we really didn't think anyone would think he's from the X-Men universe.
That's so fucking funny.
Right? And I'm like, I don't know if you think the audiences are dumb and that they wouldn't put that together, or that they're too smart and would know that Marvel wouldn't do that.
It's really
Marvel wouldn't
true.
take an actual risk, you know?
Accurate. That's funny. Also, I think it's an interesting point that you make about them not expecting fan theories, because even though to some extent, particularly when we're looking at Infinity War and Endgame, there was an opportunity for fans to be going like, what's going on?
Oh,
But
that's
they're
true.
delving into something completely new here with TV shows, like in terms of it being released, even if it was like, if they did a TV show, but they still release it all in one day, like there's not enough time for people to
For
be
theories
thinking
to
over what's
form, yeah.
happened. Yeah. Whereas when they're doing this week by week, obviously, as you say, there's theories are forming. And I feel like
Mm,
Marvel, because this is their first time really experiencing that, like as it
yeah.
happens, they definitely did not take that into account. Or it's an interesting it's interesting that that was an oversight, I guess, is what I'm trying to say,
Yeah.
considering how
I
much
agree.
money they put into these types of things.
I agree. It's wild. Anyway,
It is wild.
are you kind of like, how are you feeling about the fact that we'll have Marvel content nearly every week this year?
It's pretty crazy. So what's after this? Is it Loki after this?
Well, no, this finishes in 4 weeks, I guess, technically. Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and then it's
5
meant to
weeks.
be.
Oh, 4 weeks,
Yeah, but
I
I was
guess.
like, I
Yeah,
don't know if I should include this week or not.
fair.
Anyway, yeah, this finishes, and then it's meant to be Black Widow.
Oh, they're releasing that, are they?
Well, they said that they're releasing it no matter what. It's just I don't know if it's going to be on Disney Plus or just theaters.
Right. I don't understand why they can't
Obviously.
do a combination of both, but
Oh yeah, no, that's what I mean. Like Disney Plus and theaters or
oh,
just theaters. Sorry.
right.
Um. However, my sources being the internet.
Twitter.
Uh, yeah, pretty much. No, entertainment reporters who kind of usually have pretty accurate leaks and sources and stuff. They're
Yeah.
saying that Raya and the Last Dragon did abysmally bad on Disney Plus.
Oh,
And that it's now no
but
longer
did
an
better in
option.
theaters?
It did well it did well enough in theaters. Um, but no, and now it's not really an option for like Black Widow anymore.
That's so interesting because,
Well, I
like,
think
what does it cost them to be putting it on Disney Plus? You know?
for free. You mean with subscription?
No, no, I mean, like, what does it cost Disney as a company to be putting things on Disney Plus as well as releasing
Oh,
them in theaters?
well, like, they made back. I think they made some profit on Mulan.
No, no, I understand, but like with you being like it's not an option for them to be putting it on Disney Plus, like it doesn't make sense to me why that's not an option. Like because they should just do both simultaneously because it
Oh,
doesn't cost them
anyway,
any money to put it
I
on Disney
follow.
Plus. Yeah.
Because if it goes on Disney Plus, then there's certain theater chains that will refuse to play Black Widow.
Then what? What? Then what? Sorry.
If a movie goes to streaming,
Yeah.
or private video, premium video on demand on iTunes, certain theater chains, like theater
Oh,
companies, cinema companies, will refuse to play it
my. That seems
because they think
silly.
it's undermining the cinematic industry, the theater industry, and
Well, then
yeah,
they're just all they're
he
doing is just
hurting themselves.
getting rid of a yeah
Yeah.
revenue for themselves. Like, bro,
Well, with the
hand in
HBO
hand
Max of it
here.
all, yeah, with the HBO Max of it all, it's actually like they had to strike specific deals with specific companies, theater companies, because there's like I think 3 different companies that are just not playing any of the Warner Brothers movies this year.
Wow, that's
Yeah,
silly.
so they haven't played what's come out so far.
They did not think that through at all.
No, they haven't played Wonder Woman, Tom and Jerry. What's the what came out before that? There was
I
something
have
else
no
in between
idea.
there. Like yeah, Judas and the Black Messiah and stuff, the little things. No Warner Brothers movies, which I feel like it's still pretty tough for everyone with the pandemic, so maybe just
Yeah.
deal with it for 12 months, whatever. But yeah, that's like with Mulan, not every theater played that because of these deals and everything, so
That's a choice.
I agree. However, I think we won't have a choice here really. Unless it does go to Disney Plus with a $35 fee, we won't have
Yeah.
a choice. But I am not at all shocked that people learned their lesson with Mulan and don't want to pay $35 plus a
Yeah.
subscription fee for any
Oh,
more
for sure.
movies.
For sure.
I
I
know,
mean,
right?
as you said, it was like if you're going to pay $35, we might as well go out and to support a theater for sure.
Even
But again,
literally,
I don't.
that's how much a drive-in costs.
Yeah,
$35.
yeah, no,
Yeah.
you're right. That's so much better. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't. Weird. That's so weird about theater. I guess I don't know if it's. I don't know. Weird.
And also, yeah, like Raya's doing bad enough on Disney Plus that now they're like Disney, I believe, is releasing it to buy and rent on iTunes in like 2 weeks.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's what I'm planning on
Interesting.
doing. Unless I see it in cinemas before that, I'm just gonna buy it on iTunes for
Yeah,
$35,
fair,
and then I can watch it on anything instead of
fair.
just Disney Plus.
Yeah, fair.
Like I'll actually own it, you know?
I do know.
Because it's fucking
Fair.
wild that they're like, well, as long as you have a subscription to Disney Plus, you own it. I was like, well, then I don't own it, do I?
Can't have it forever.
No. Whatever. Ugh. Ugh. You know?
Ugh, ugh.
Um, should we take a break on superhero movies before we talk about the obvious elefante in the room, eh?
Do you mean the Snyder Cut?
I do mean the Snyder Cut, yes.
Well, what other topics do we have to cover?
I just have a couple little ones I want to touch on.
Okay, let's do those first then.
Okay. I finished another TV show.
Oh.
I know. I finished Difficult
At
People.
first, I was
Whoa, what? At first you were like, gonna
when
bully
I
me?
started that O, I was like, cool, and then I was like, oh no, wait, this is like really big for him. This is like a
Thank
thing.
you. Thank you. Let's celebrate achievements when they come. In the words of
Uh,
Oprah. Well, hello. Let's celebrate that. High five me. Thanks, babe. Um, I finished Difficult People.
right,
I loved it a
right.
lot. It's like
Mm.
kind of pretty dark humor, honestly, but it's only like 3 seasons. But I actually finished it, and in my opinion, it has one of the best series finales of all time.
Hmm.
Mostly because they didn't know if they were going to get picked up for a 4th season or not.
Classic.
So they made it that it could work as a series finale or a season finale.
Yeah.
And literally, it's a comedy show, so it's not like necessarily serialized or anything. But
Yeah.
the final episode was like 90% of the episode was a super emotional series finale where like one of them's leaving town and moving to LA while the other has to stay in New York. But then the final like 2 minutes cuts to 4 months later and he's given up on LA and he's back in New York and everything's back to normal.
Cute.
I know, it's kind of my dream series finale. It has the emotion, but then it's fine in the end.
Love that. Do love that.
Yes. So that's that on that.
I love that
What
for
else?
you.
I've started the TV show 911. Have you heard of it?
Right. No.
It's a Ryan Murphy one, but it's not scary or
Right.
anything. It's like, it's very much trying to be Grey's Anatomy.
Classic.
And it succeeds. It's like, it follows a fire department, a policewoman, and a 911 dispatcher. But it's really, really good. And the budget is like big. And I very much enjoy it. And I already have a new gay ship, so it's a
Iconic.
win-win.
Love that for you. Definitely
Yeah.
love that for you.
It's a win-win-win-win-win-win-win. I don't know what else I have. Oh, yes, I do. I watched The Devil Wears Prada.
Oh yeah, for the first time, or
No, but yes, for the first time in like 12 years or 15 years or something.
right?
Right. And I still stand. It still slaps.
Truly, it does.
Not all of the plot points kind of carry over to 2021 so well, nor the jokes, all of them, but like overall, it holds up.
Examples.
Well, the plot line with her going back to her ex-boyfriend after he treated her so shittily, that sucks.
It's so true. 100%. Like back in the day, it was like the boss was wrong and the boyfriend was right, and now it's like,
They're both wrong.
well, that's true.
I definitely think that she either should have stood up for herself with Miranda Priestley or still left the job because it was changing who she was in a way that she
Yeah.
didn't like, which was well established. However, she was doing so well in her job.
It's really true.
And the ex-boyfriend sucked dick. He was the worst.
He was the worst. He was so not understanding.
Literally. And yeah, and just like putting her down. Whatever.
Yeah, I agree.
Cute. Oh, and the jokes wise, it's basically just a lot of like anorexia and eating disorder jokes that don't age
Yeah,
well.
there was a lot of that, wasn't there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like, I mean, I guess that is expected in a movie set in the fashion industry.
It's true. I do low key feel like they had a bit more. It was kind of like a satirical take on that, almost in a way. Like I feel like they weren't being
It was.
like, haha, eating disorders are funny. I feel like it was more of a eating disorders are so prevalent in the fashion industry, and this is what happens. You know?
It was. It was for most of the jokes. There was a couple of jokes where I was like, oh, that crosses the line. But like nothing
I
to
mean, that's
cancel.
fair. You would know specifically more than me because I haven't watched it in a little while. So
Yeah, but no, most of the jokes about anorexia and stuff is like, yeah, I'd say pretty subversive. But
yeah,
you like Anne Hathaway, and it's like I think she starts a size 6. And
yeah,
Stanley Tucci's character's calling her like fat, and it's like, okay, that's funny.
yeah.
but,
That's true.
You know.
Fair.
I think I had one other thing, and I can't even remember what it is. I feel like we're just kind of firing through things this episode, which is totally fine, right?
It's totally fine.
Cute. Oh, you know what happened on last week's Riverdale? Didn't watch it. I got caught up on Twitter though.
What?
Although, guess what? This one thing's happened,
Oh God, what?
and I think this is finally what it's going to take for me to fall back into that rabbit hole.
Oh no, I think I'm gonna start watching it again too. Just as an
Only from the
aside,
time jump.
Oh, I'm gonna go from season 1. Just like
Oh.
really like be immersed in the downhill trajectory of the show.
Go off, Queen. I don't think I can do that. I'm just going to start with the time jump. But
Fair.
I will say this one thing really just hooked me. Apparently there's now
Yeah.
aliens.
Stop! Is there really? Do you think that they know? Like, do you think that they're like, how are we gonna outdo how bad the last season was? Or do you think they're like, what are we gonna do to keep it fresh? Like, how are we gonna keep our ratings so good and make this TV show like peak CW?
Well, like, the ratings aren't even
drama?
that good, I don't think. But, like,
Stop, really?
I think the writer, creator is, like, a real weird mix of both. Like, he's kind of self-aware, but he's also like,
right.
I'm gonna make all these men shirtless every episode for plot. It's like, it's not for plot. It's not for plot.
We all know the truth.
We all know the truth. Yeah, there's also one other plot line where I think,
oh god.
the characters of Fang or Fangs, whatever his name is, and, Kevin, they get married in the time jump. But the plot line I'm talking about is the fact that now Kevin's cheating with random strangers. And it's like, could we have come up with a less stereotypical queer storyline than really cheating because all we think about is sex? Whatever. That's a different question for a different time, I guess. Once we've actually watched it, maybe.
See, again, it's this really terrible mix of like that, which is genuinely bad writing, and then also Aliens, which is
also bad writing.
Really good bad writing, you know?
That's the tea. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I absolutely 1,000,000% agree. That's so funny.
Yeah. Yeah.
I love it. So, okay. So I guess we're both going to go down that hole.
I think we are.
Terrifying.
I'm not gonna lie.
What was my other thing? My only other thing was that I started the TV show Miranda, the British TV show Miranda. It's a sitcom.
Oh, yeah.
I think it's only like 2-3 seasons.
Yeah.
But I love it. It's really good, and I think you'd love it. And it's very goofy.
That's cute.
But also it's
Miranda,
basically
called?
Yeah, it's basically a rom-com. There's only 6 episodes a season, 3 seasons.
Do love a rom-com.
I think it was from like 2006 or 7 or something. I don't know.
Oh, okay. Oh, so it's kind of old.
Yeah. Kinda, I guess. I mean, yeah. Don't say that though, because then it makes me feel old.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. My only other thing was that I started Westworld. I picked it back up, and I'm really enjoying it.
Oh, yeah.
Season 3.
Oh, that's so good.
Season 3 is mostly out in the real world, so it's kind of a difficult change of pace, but
yeah,
I think it's still good.
It's always difficult when shows are like moving from their original setting and plot into something new. Like, it's not very often done well. I'm thinking like The 100, or oh my god, what was that other one I was just thinking about? Oh, well, I guess Riverdale, stuff like that, when you're thinking about it being set in high school and then it's moving on to college or post-high school or whatever.
Yeah. Pretty Little Liars, those kind of shows, yeah.
Yeah. It's never handled as well as it could be. I don't know what an example of it being
totally agree.
Done well would be.
Yeah, no, me neither, really. That's one to think on, perhapsicles. Cute. Okay, I guess we should quickly dive into Zack Snyder's Justice League. I think we start off...
You mean the next half an hour is going to be discussing this? Because we haven't talked about it basically at all yet. Oh, no, I lie. We did talk about it a bit, except not 4 hours left to talk about it, so...
Yes. Okay, well, we're going to start. We're going to each give it a score out of 10, and then we're going to justify it.
As a movie itself, or in comparison to the original Justice League?
Oh. Okay, give your rating for the original Justice League, and then give a rating for this as a movie by itself.
Okay.
I'll go first.
Oh, am I going first?
I'm going first, because I think I already know what yours is going to be a take. The original Justice League, I would, as a movie, have given it a 5 out of 10. Like, it was entertaining enough.
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
2017 one, Joss Whedon cut. Um,
Yeah.
I'd give probably a 5 out of 10. Like, it was entertaining enough, but it made no sense, and it was bad CGI and bad this and bad that, and a chippy choppy TikTok of a squished together. This one, I'd probably give an 8 out of 10
Okay.
as a movie, but
But
I'm not in any
yeah.
way unbiased. I'm completely biased. Just to clear. Maybe even an 8.5 with bias.
Oh my God, love that.
Hmm.
I think the
Oh, God.
original Justice League movie,
Oh, God.
I liked it entirely because of Gal Gadot.
Okay.
So based on her, I would give it an 8.
What?
Based on the actual movie itself, I would give it a 3.
Okay, there we go. I was about to slap you through Zoom.
This cut, I mean, as a movie, if you're trying to compare it to the original one, I would say it is so much better than the original one. It is laughable. Like, I would give it like an 8 or a 9 out of 10. As a movie itself, I was so bored because it went for so long. So I would only give it like a 6 or a 7, maybe.
That's still pretty good.
So 6.
That's still pretty good. That's not bad. Okay.
Like, it was cohesive and it made a lot of sense. And like, I feel like they added a lot of detail that was really nice and blah, blah, blah. But oh my God, it went for so long.
It went for so long. It's true. And the Zack Snyder was really like, context, exposition, don't know her, and just threw you in with the anti-life equation and all this. And
yeah, we really did.
Yeah.
Where is this coming from? It wasn't even end up being a main point.
Yes, it did.
It had nothing to do with the end.
Yes, it
like,
does.
The end result.
It's proof that it's the main reason that they want to conquer Earth. Correct?
I don't think that's true. No, because they didn't know about it until halfway through the movie.
Yeah, it was way before halfway through.
Hey, no. The Steppenwolf was already there, and he was already trying to find the mother boxes, and then he was suddenly just had a dream, and then he was like, hey, this planet has got the anti-life equation. And then he was like, dude, guess what? I'm on trying to conquer this planet that has the anti-life equation. And he was like, great, I'm going to come there after you've destroyed the planet so I can kill everyone. And then...
That's not what the anti-life equation does.
It's to kill everyone in the universe all at once, right? Like having the Infinity Stones.
No.
What's it do?
It's the anti-life equation basically just lets you control people. Like anyone in the universe, it lets you control them. It gives you complete control. Hence why when Darkseid comes back to Earth and he gets the anti-life equation, he's able to turn Superman evil. And Superman's the one who wipes out a bunch of people.
Is that what that flash forward potential alternate future was supposed to be?
Yeah, and it happened in Batman vs Superman as well.
Evil.
That was his second premonition, I guess. Yeah. You don't remember that?
I did not get that at all.
Oh. See, this is what I'm saying. I'm biased. I understand the backstory and the context and the comics, and I understand all... Like, I already knew a great deal about Darkseid and Desaad and stuff.
So
like,
firstly, it was not at all clear that that's what the anti-life equation is. I genuinely thought that what they were telling me was that once he had it, like the Infinity Stones, it'd be like, sweet, I'll wipe out one planet and it will wipe out all planets at the same time.
Yeah, no, I completely agree because I was watching it with my family and I had to pause it like 30 times to like explain. However, they all loved it. They all gave it like a 9 out of 10. And they know nothing about the stuff.
I mean, it was fine. It was good. But it was good.
I don't even think it was that good. But like, and by that I mean like, without bias, it'd probably be maybe a 7 for me. With bias, probably 8.59.
Yeah,
it's gone up.
I don't know. It's gone up. I feel like the thing about having 4 hours to tell a story is that you can tell a story. You know,
And you
like,
can give each character enough time in an ensemble piece.
You can, yeah, and you can make it interesting, and you can have multiple plots going that all get to be resolved, and it doesn't feel messy because you're not trying to squeeze too many things into too little amount of time.
Yeah.
And I feel like he did all of those things. Like, we saw, like, I felt like we got a lot of Cyborg's backstory, sorry, which I loved.
Completely shook by how much went and cut of Cyborg and Flash, by the way.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I feel like we got some pretty good new, like, Diana content as well. I feel like who's the other person? Aquaman. Actually, surprisingly, I feel like Batman, Superman, and Aquaman kind of fell to the wayside a little bit. Not like in a bad way.
Well, they introduced Superman,
but I don't.
They introduced Superman way later in the story than I was expecting.
Yeah, for sure. Like, way later than it was in the original cut. Like, if you're talking percentage-wise, obviously not story-wise, because
if you're talking percentage-wise, you could literally fit the entire theatrical cut into the Zack Snyder cut, and Superman would still not be introduced.
That's hilarious,
right?
Yeah. So in that, it's like having a TV show. Like, a TV show can be so good over 8 or 10 episodes, but that does not mean it will be a very good 2-hour movie. You know, so I think Zack Snyder, for being able to have 4 hours, told a very, very good story in 4 hours. That does not mean that it's, like, appropriate. Do you know what I mean? Like,
well, yeah, that's why I'm so mixed feelings about it, purely because I'm like, did I love this 4-hour film? Yes. Do I hate the fact that there was no way Zack Snyder was ever going to fit 4 hours into the 2.5 hours that Warner Brothers allotted him for the theatrical release? I hate that.
True.
I think that he was really just, what's it called? Like, shooting himself in the foot. Like, he's his own worst enemy. True. In the words of RuPaul, he's his own inner saboteur.
You're right. Funnily enough, I hate Joss Whedon, like, so much.
Everyone does.
I think if you're looking at, like, that 4 hours worth of film that he was given, like, I genuinely don't know how he could have made a better film than what he did. Does that make sense? Like,
I mean, I do. He could have not added in sexist strokes for no reason.
Okay, sure, 100%. And obviously, like, he could change around, like, maybe he could have cut more of Batman and added more Cyborg or whatever. So there are different ways that he could have cut it, but I don't think that he could have gotten a more cohesive, like, actual storyline in 2 hours. Does that make sense? Like, I think...
Yeah,
of the footage that he was given, like...
Well, that's the thing. He was allowed to refilm so much.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, Whedon refilmed so much.
But he did, actually. I was very surprised at how little, like...
they used of,
or how different everything was, basically. We're not even just talking about them, like...
even scenes we'd already seen. Yeah.
Yeah, scenes that
he'd, like, use different takes and stuff.
Yeah. Completely different, yeah.
Yeah, wig. The only way I could say that he would make this 4-hour film into a shorter one, 2.5 hours, even maybe a little bit longer, would have been committing to it being a character piece.
Yeah.
And not worrying so much about plot. But then I don't think audiences would have reacted well to that. So
it's really true. I feel like you can get rid of the entire subplot about the anti-life equation. That can go. I feel like you can get rid of a solid 10 minutes worth of like
scenic shots,
framing shots, scenic shots and stuff.
Get rid of the 2 minutes of the Swedish women singing.
For sure. I feel like
the 2 minutes of Batman climbing up a mountain.
Yeah. I feel like there was also a lot of when people were having conversations, like the front end and back end of it was superfluous. You could have just kind of cut to the middle parts of conversations and it still would have made sense and stuff.
Yeah, well, that's actually... Sorry, when I was watching it, that was one of the things where I was like, okay, I've got to kind of commend Zack Snyder for, like, committing to having slice of life bits. Like, some scenes were, like, double the length that they needed to be. Did it set tone well?
For sure.
Yes. Did it give characters room to breathe? Yes. Was it necessary? No. You know?
Yeah, for sure. For sure, 100%. I don't know. I just feel like it's a story that is not well told in 2 hours, and so that is
Completely.
very detrimental to it being a movie.
Well, honestly, no. I think it could have. I agree, yeah. But, like, I think that it could have honestly been told in 2.5 hours if they had waited until
Yeah.
all the. No, no, no.
Well, I
Wait. If they have waited until all of the characters had had their solo movies. So much of the
fair.
plot had to revolve around the fact that we knew nothing about Cyborg and Flash and Aquaman. Remember, this
And
was before
Aquaman at
Aquaman.
that point, yeah. Yeah.
So if we didn't have to be introduced to them in whole, it probably could have cut an hour.
It's true. Well, to be honest, we haven't even had a Batman movie with Ben Affleck. And
No,
not that we
but
need another Batman movie, to be clear, but
at
we
least he
all
split it.
know it enough.
Batman vs
Yeah.
Superman was split, yeah.
Oh, true. Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. Batman
So,
versus
like, we knew
Superman.
him, at least. And we knew Wonder
Yeah,
Woman
that's true. No, you're right. Yeah, I
and
forgot about that.
Superman. But, like, the fact that there was only 3 movies before Justice League
Yeah,
is a lot.
it is a lot.
They
It
really
was definitely a
cut to the
choice.
chase.
Yeah.
Tea. Oh, what was... Did you see the extended version of Batman v Superman? No.
I did, yes.
Oh, you did watch the extended?
No, I did. Yeah, yeah.
Hey, I
Sure.
really like the extended edition.
It made much more sense.
That's the thing,
Yes.
exactly. I think that was only, what, 3 hours, though?
Yeah, it was 3 hours. And the funny thing is that Endgame was 3 hours. Like, we've almost moved to this point of movies being 2.5, 3 hours long anyway. So it's not even like,
It's what you expect from
I
a
don't know.
blockbuster.
It is. So it's not even like I don't know. I feel like trying to cut 1 hour as opposed to trying to cut 2 hours is much more manageable.
It still wouldn't have been well received by audiences, though, because this is much more slow burn than Endgame.
It was. You're 100% correct. Yeah.
And Endgame had 21 movies leading into it, not 3.
Truth.
Yeah, look, it's
Very
interesting.
fair.
I really dug the tone of Justice League, Zack Snyder's Justice League. I
Yeah.
loved the increased violence. I loved
Mm.
all the extra blood and stuff. I thought that was very fun and at least distinctive from Marvel.
Fair.
Um, yeah, that's that on that. I think they. I mean, what if he? Okay, the only things he actually filmed new stuff for was the Martian Manhunter.
That was weird.
Yeah, it made no sense to people who don't have context from the comics and other TV shows and stuff. And the future scene at the end with Joker and stuff. And,
Yeah.
like, I think he admitted both of those were pretty superfluous. That's how you say it, right?
Superfluous.
Yeah, I think he admitted that, but, like, that's still only 15 minutes of footage.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. When that bit happened in the middle, when Superman's mum turned out to be the alien man, I was like, at first I was so confused because his eyes went red and there was a cape, and I was like, wait, is this Superman? Is this like a dead Superman? Like, is this like his reanimated corpse or something? Like, genuinely, what is going on here?
Mm-hmm.
That question was not answered for another like an hour and a half, and I hated that.
Yeah, I agree. That was pointless completely. It honestly would have had more impact if at the end this alien came out of space, this green alien came out of space and was like, I gave you that vision, which you didn't even pick up
Yeah.
on, did you?
Nope. No.
Because you have no context. That's the thing.
No.
The
No.
whole, yeah.
The entire time I was, well, the entire time I was happening, I was like, okay, I don't know if this is a dream, if it's supposed to be a flash forward, or if it's supposed to be like an alternate universe type of situation. I had no idea what it was. Right up until you texted me, I'm like, yeah, that was a vision.
That was a
like,
premonition, yeah. Yeah.
Did
And it
not.
was put in his head by Martian Manhunter, which, again, that doesn't even make sense purely because back in Batman v Superman, it was Flash who gave him the vision. Future version of Flash came back in time.
Yeah. Yes, I do remember that.
So, like, these visions' origin point is confusing. You know what I loved? Like, obviously the
Yeah.
CGI was crazy, but I loved how they did the Flash reversing time.
Yeah, at the end,
Just
yeah.
the visuals of that, the world
Yeah,
like
it was very
slowly
good.
piecing back together was so cool.
Yeah. Yeah, it was cool. It was very cool. I agree. That was wild. Honestly, the whole I feel like the final fight, we mentioned it before about how genuinely like different, even just visually, the movie was in terms of the
Yeah.
cuts that they used and stuff.
Yeah.
But that final fight really is like the perfect example of how different it was. Like there was
Completely.
the entire premise around it was completely different, you
The
know?
the actual execution of it was completely different. I think the only thing that was
Completely
really
different.
the same was Batman crashing through the barrier to knock down the shield. Which, did they need to have a shield there? No. Would it have cut a few minutes from the movie? Yes.
You're right, of course. Yeah, I don't know, man.
You've got me
It's
thinking
an
about it too.
exercise in seeing just how different a director's vision
Vision.
can be and how it can impact
Completely.
a movie. The same
Yeah.
story. Well, kind of the same story. I don't know. Joss obviously changed it quite a lot, but
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
same base story.
Well, even my family who haven't seen the Justice League theatrical cut since we saw it in cinemas,
Yeah.
they at the end of the Snyder cut, they were like, "Wow, that was way better than the original."
Yeah. It's true.
And like, I just
Really
rewatched the
true.
original. I just rewatched the theatrical Justice League last week in preparation.
Oh, yeah, fair. I rewatched it a couple, or maybe a month or two ago, so it was fresh in my mind as well.
Yeah.
I
Weird.
will say though, something that really was a choice
Mm.
was the ancient lamentations every time Diana was on screen and the
Was that a
Amazons were on
score?
screen. Yeah, yeah. Well, that's what they were called. You know how there was that like the
Yeah. Oh,
big
yes. Yes. Yes.
singing.
Yes.
Yeah, like that's what the subtitles called it every time. Ancient lamentations.
That's funny.
Yeah, no. Sometimes it was really effective, but the fact that he did it every single time, even when it was like did not suit the tone of the scene at all, I was like, why?
Yeah. Save
Why
it for
are you
just the
doing
Amazons, or
that?
save it for just Diana. Don't give it to both.
Yeah, for
At
sure. And even
least.
like, but even just like, he put it on when the fight scenes were like super fast paced and intense, and it's like, okay, I can understand having it when there is kind of like a slower moment with Diana
Mm.
being on screen. But when you're doing something more intense, like you're doing some hand to hand combat or whatever, or she's fighting off the bullets, it's like that is not an appropriate score.
Agreed. Yeah.
So that's probably a pet peeve that's very specific to me, but I hated that.
No, I didn't even notice, but I understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, well,
Speaking
if you
of,
ever rewatched it, you will notice it.
I probably will at some point. The the bank robbery scene with Diana at
Yeah.
the very beginning.
Hmm.
One, I almost
Yeah.
forgot that happened because it was so early in the movie. But two, that was hot.
It was hot. You're
It was
right.
hot.
For sure. I mean, I love any scene of Diana. I'm not gonna lie. Like anything they give me, I'm like queen. Love that bitch.
Yeah,
And that's the
that's
tea.
the tea. Jinx
Yep.
under roof. Okay, I guess we should start wrapping up. Any final thoughts on the Snyder Cut?
Yes, please. I think my horse on the Snyder cut.
You don't
I
have any
honestly will
more?
probably watch it again too.
Yeah, I kind of want to rewatch Man of Steel, Batman v Superman, and that,
Ew.
just for like to see if as one narrative it makes any sense. I don't think it will.
It doesn't.
Also, speaking of not making any sense, what the fuck was with Mara's accent in this film?
Whose?
Mara?
Oh yeah, literally, and her hair as well. I was like,
And the fact that there was no communication between Warner Brothers specifically and Zack Snyder and James Wan, who directed the solo Aquaman,
yeah,
with like the
yeah,
talking underwater versus having to have a bubble around you to talk underwater.
yeah, Yeah, it's really true. It also low-key pissed me off that he didn't fix that for this movie because it's like you have that
He
knowledge.
could
Like
have easily, yeah.
you could have. He could have, like, he's the only one who's been in a position to be able to fix that, and he didn't. And that
Yeah.
annoyed me.
Yeah, it annoyed me too. I agree, 100.
Yeah.
Totes, my goats.
Anyway,
Okay.
I guess it probably depends on the way they filmed it though, because if they filmed it without like any like of those like green screen dots and stuff on their head for like the floating hair and shit, like you would like you can't change that.
Oh yeah, I guess. You could though. A budget, I mean, a film that heavily that relies on CGI, they could have. Like, they were working with the
Yeah,
top
I
in the
guess.
industry. They were working with the Weta Workshop in New Zealand, who were like,
Yeah, but if they don't have like the actual like infrastructure in place to be able to change it, I mean, like, because you need the scene needs to be shot in a specific way to be able to then add CGI in later. And if the scene wasn't originally shot like that, I don't know, makes it a
I
bit hard.
agree, but they could have done it anyway. If Joss Whedon can edit a mustache out of Superman, he can edit some water into
But
Justice League.
he would have had the dots on his face, wouldn't he, when they filmed it?
I don't fucking know. A 12, like a second grader made it. Who fucking knows?
Okay, we'll disagree
They
to
probably
disagree on
just
that
use fucking face app. Anyway,
Snapchat filter.
a Snapchat filter. He had puppy dog ears. Oh,
Yeah,
okay. Well, that's that on that, I guess. Yeah?
sexy.
Cute.
Yeah,
Should we aim to have watched an Oscar movie by next week? Sound of Metal? Should we commit to that?
we can give it a go.
Okay. Okay.
You didn't watch it either, did you? Right?
No. No.
There. There.
I was busy. Busy boy this week.
Mood.
Too.
All right. What's your what the fuck?
I guess my... Ooh. Can you remind me next week to ask you about Buffy? Because I need to know what's happening in your Buffyverse.
Okay.
My what the fuck of the week this week is maybe... By the way, also just to correct myself so that fanboys don't go crazy, he also added in the character of Ryan Choi, who is Cyborg's dad's partner in the science lab.
Right.
He's meant to become
Yeah, he did, didn't he?
Yeah, he's meant to become a superhero in the future stories.
Oh,
He's
wow.
Atom. In the comics, Ryan Choi is Atom.
I don't know who that is. So.
Exactly, which is why he didn't need to add it. My what the fuck of the week is perhaps the fact that Marvel doesn't allow more violence in their movies, more blood and guts. Because that was like my favorite part of Justice League.
Iconic.
When in the
Iconic.
flashback with the gods and stuff, when they dug an axe, when David Thewlis's Ares dug an axe into his Darkseid's arm, and there was like 10 million gallons of blood pouring out. That was iconic.
I mean, I guess it depends on how seriously you take said blood and guts, because like I feel like a lot of young kids would be like, yeah, in terms of there being blood and stuff. But,
It's me, I'm
if
the young
you take
kid.
it super seriously and make it like actually genuinely horrific, then I feel like it's like a lot.
That's true. I was watching Station 19 last night, the Grey's Anatomy spin-off, and they had to a leg had like a clot from like a break, and it was like swelling up with blood, and they had to drain it, and it was disgusting.
That sounds really disgusting. I'm
It
out.
was gross. It was gross.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's my what the fuck of the week. Maybe actually that's just my what the fuck of the week is that's just code word for try something new, Marvel. Visually try something new.
More blood, more guts.
More blood. Okay, Maddie, what's your what the fuck of the week?
What's my what the fuck of the week? Dang, I don't know if I have one.
That's incorrect. That's not okay. Your what the fuck
I
of the week
know.
is... You don't want to know what yours is?
What is it?
Yours is sunblinds.
Fair. That's mine. Mine is, how did that happen?
Actually, no, you know what your real what the fuck of the week is?
What?
I think this is like the 4th time that I've had to give you a what the fuck of the week on your behalf. And it's fine, because I love forcing my opinions on people. Your what the fuck of the week is the Australian streaming service Binge not having subtitles on...
Binge.
What did you watch it on? On the TV app. Binge only has subtitles... Okay, you do it, because apparently you're passionate about it. Rightfully so.
Firstly,
Rightly so.
When I first started using... Shut the fuck up. When I first started using... No, when I first put it on, I was putting Justice League on, obviously, as you do, and I wanted to press pause, and I wouldn't pause. I was like, what is going on here? Anyway, it turns out I just wasn't holding the button down for long enough, or something. I do not know. That was really wild. I even texted Nick, and I was like, does it not pause? Like, what's the deal here? Anyway, so that was really frustrating. And then its second strike was that the subtitle said, not supported in its model. I looked into this, and it's like generally fine, but with my TV is a Samsung, and it says it's only supported with Samsungs made 2018 onwards. Our TV is from 2017.
That doesn't even make sense.
It does not make sense. Like, how? Like, why? Like, what's the deal there? It's so frustrating, and I was very upset about that. So
yeah,
they only need 1/3 strike, and then it's out.
Literally. Imagine the amount of hearing impaired DC fans who couldn't properly watch the Snyder Cut.
Yeah, it's really true. It's very true. I mean, assuming that they don't have a modern enough TV. I don't understand how technology goes out of...
It doesn't go out that quickly. It's just an excuse.
Yeah,
it's just an excuse so they don't have to spend money on, what's it called, localizing that for the TV.
Yeah.
However, I will say, if it's any consolation... There is actually quite a lot of content on Binge that doesn't have subtitles. They're slowly adding it in, but there is still a fair amount of content that doesn't.
That does not help at all. Now
Makes
I don't
it worse.
Yeah, it does make it worse.
Unfortunately, there is really good content on there.
I don't understand. Like, the subtitles have already been made for all of these shows. Like, it's not like they have to write the subtitles themselves.
Well, the subtitles aren't free, though. Like, a lot of the time they have to be localized to, like, Australian subtitles and spelling, or they have to purchase them off a company that does the subtitles. And I mean...
That's not my problem.
It's true. It's true.
Like, I do not understand how in 2021 you can have content on a streaming service and then be like, but I don't want to pay to have subtitles on there. It's like, you're literally getting rid of a gigantic... I'm not even hearing impaired, and that's something that is like a deal breaker.
No, same. Literally me and all of the friends that I have won't watch a movie unless the subtitles.
For sure.
Yeah,
for sure.
I watch all my TV. Binge also doesn't have 4K, which is wild.
That is wild.
Anyway.
Weird. Sounds like it's a completely underdeveloped app. I'm not gonna lie. All of the reviews for the app on iTunes were all like, yeah, the content's really good, the app sucks.
Yeah.
So
honestly, that's the same with Disney Plus. Because, like, for the first time I'm watching a show that's like, I can binge. Basically, I can watch a few episodes at a time, which is 911 on Star on Disney Plus. And you know how it autoplays next episode?
Yeah, but it takes like 3 minutes.
Well, no. I mean, yes, but no. You know what it does? There's currently a glitch in the system where if you autoplay the next episode, or even just click on next episode when the episode ends, it literally plays the audio from 2 different episodes at once.
That's annoying.
So you have to click out of the episode and go to the next episode manually, which takes like 3 seconds.
That is too much to deal with.
It's just, it's Disney, like the richest company in the world.
Oh God, stop.
Anyway.
All right.
What should we call this episode? Should we call it More Blood, or should we call it Wet?
I feel like Wet directly after Women is appropriate. Was the last one called Women?
Yeah.
Then.
Done. Okay. Cuticle tootsicles. I'm gonna leave you. I think we've done like the perfect amount of time anyway, so.
I agree. It's been
Good
about maybe
timing.
just under an hour, which I love for that. Love that for
I
us.
have to go cook.
Same.
Oh, look at us.
Kitchen bitches.
Kitchen. Did you see that tweet from the Hungry Jacks UK, the Burger King UK account on that International Women's Day? And it was just women belong in the
Women
kitchen.
belong in the kitchen. Yeah, I
And they're like, no, no,
did.
no, no. It was to raise support for a charity. And it was like, no.
Yeah.
You
And
fucked that one
what?
up, guys.
What? They just, yeah. I think someone did a joke that was very similar, and they were like, "Except not for us, or we're trying to raise the amount of women who work in our kitchens, or something like that,
That's
or
literally what they tweeted. Like, that was their
something like
intent.
that." I don't know. Yeah, for sure. And it's that was
But, like, that's their fault for making a clickbait tweet.
it's
And then
really
putting the
true.
actual disclaimer in the replies. Like,
It's really true.
it's fucking
That was
funny.
definitely a choice. It's very
Anyway,
funny.
what are your socials, my doodle?
Oh, that's right. Lady Alice 101,
Mm-hmm.
Twitter,
Mm-hmm.
Instagram,
Mm-hmm.
YouTube. What was
Oh,
that other
yes.
thing that I just got?
TikTok.
TikTok. God.
By the way, I'm standing TikTok. I love the videos.
Yeah, they're low key hilarious, and I hate that.
I do too. Imagine us being actual old people. Okay, if you want to follow the podcast on Instagram, Twitter, or YouTube, it is WTFIH podcast. Or on YouTube, you can just search WTF is happening the podcast. If you want to follow me on Twitter, it is NIC underscore sushi. What else?
Oh, that really sums it up.
That does sum it up. I'm Nick.
I'm Maddie, and
And
this
this
was.
is one. What the fuck is happening? The
It's
podcast.
a bit harder to do online because who knows if we're synced up.
Bench, you didn't even try. And that's it on that. Okay, bye.
I mean, I initially tried.
No, bye.
Bye.
Bye.